Pan, the word that means all. In ancient Greek, Pan was more than just a name. It was a symbol of everything, of unity, of the world itself. In mythology, Pan was the wild god of nature, half man, half goat, roaming the forests and mountains. His presence embodied the untamed spirit of the world. But Pan is also a word. In Greek, Pan means all. It appears in countless words: pandemic, panorama, pantheon, each one carrying the idea of wholeness. From the fear of panic to the unity of pantheism, to the consciousness of panpsychism, the root Pan weaves through language and thought, connecting ancient myth to modern life. Pan reminds us that everything is connected, that the unity of nature, language, and mind is not just an ancient idea, but a living thread running through our world today. Pan, a short word with a long shadow. In Greek, Pan means all, the whole, the total, the complete. Across myth, philosophy, and modern language, this single root keeps returning to tell one story: how everything hangs together. Pan is both a name and an idea, a rustic god of nature in ancient myth, and a linguistic root that powers philosophical words like pantheism and panpsychism. The same sound carries two worlds, the forest and the first principles. In Greek myth, Pan is the wild edge of life, half man, half goat, living in mountains and groves. He is fertility, impulse, music, and also a sudden tremor in the heart. From his name comes panic, an abrupt, groundless fear, as if nature itself steps into our path for a second. Today we say panic attack. The context has changed, the sensation has not. Rapid heartbeat, shallow breath, a tightening field of awareness. In the old stories, Pan passed by and people trembled. In our era, the setting is a subway, an office, a bedroom at night. But the shock is recognizably human and old. Beyond myth, Pan becomes a philosophical key. Pantheism, the divine not beyond the world, but within it, as the world. Panpsychism, mind not as a late visitor, but as a basic feature of reality. Across these uses, Pan marks a claim about unity, that the many belong to a single field. A late ancient line says, "The great Pan is dead." Some read it as the end of the old gods, others as a symbol. Modern thinkers recast it, not the death of a deity, but the fading of our contact with nature, with the undivided whole. Cities rise, mechanisms multiply, and the sense of belonging to all grows quiet. Yet Pan returns, in poetry as raw life, in art as untamed form, in philosophy of mind as renewed interest in panpsychism. The word keeps working because the question remains: is reality fundamentally many or one? Are we sealed off or continuous with the field that bears us? When people hear panic attack, they rarely hear the old story inside the word, but language remembers. Panic marks how the body can register too much, the sudden sense of being overwhelmed by the all. Recognizing this lineage doesn't solve the episode. It does locate it, not as a personal failure, but as a human response that is older than cities. Pan began as a god at the edges and became a word at the center. Myth, mind, and modern life all meet here. Pan, the sign of the whole. Whether we call it nature, unity, or the field of being, the point is simple. We are not outside everything. We are within it, and sometimes it rushes in. The word Pan. In ancient Greece, it meant all, whole, total. But Pan was also a god, wild, elusive, half man, half goat. His name echoes through centuries, shaping language and belief. Pan roamed the wild places, mountains, woods, and fields. To the Greeks, he embodied the untamed spirit of nature, inspiring awe and sometimes fear. His sudden appearance could spark panic, an overwhelming fear that seemed to come from nowhere, as if the wild itself had a voice. From Pan we get the word panic, sudden fear, rooted in myth. But Pan's name also lives on in words like pantheism and panpsychism, ideas that stretch far beyond the forest. Pantheism sees the world itself as divine. Panpsychism imagines that mind is woven into every part of nature. Even in the heart of a city, the idea of all persists. Pan's legacy is unity, the sense that everything is connected. From ancient myth to modern philosophy, one word reminds us: we are part of a greater whole. In every breath, the idea of Pan endures, reminding us that the story of all things is also our own.